I can tell that my glue shaker is dying because it's going slower than usual and I don't have any more batteries. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shakia if you are new here, and in today's video we will be doing a lash and talk, and I want to start doing these lash and talks so that I'm doing something while I'm explaining to y'all a certain topic. So today's topic is how I make my life easier as a solo esthetician. So if you are interested in these lash talks, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's get started. So I'll be pro making lashes today, and I'll be using 0.05 C and D curls. This will also help keep me accountable because I need to practice lashes. Like, you have to practice to get better at lashes, and I definitely want to keep practicing, so these lash and talks will keep me accountable. If you haven't tried these flowering glue things, I don't even know, I'll leave them down below, a link down below, but these are really good. They help snatch the base. I'm going to leave them down below because I just heard about these. Well, not just heard about these, I've seen them, but it wasn't until I saw another lash tech that I follow use these, and I was like, oh, I gotta get them because her work is really good. This is what I use to store my pro-made lashes. I got this from Hobby Lobby, but it's from Caboodle, so if I can find it on Amazon, I'll link it down below, or I'll find a similar one. But this was $5.99 at Hobby Lobby, and I really like this better than like the pill dispenser because this isn't like way too long. It's not taking up too much space, so I'm definitely going to get me some more of these. And I just took my label maker and labeled it with the sizes as well as the curl. So the lengths that I'll be making today are 9, 12, and 13. Actually, I already have a bunch of size 9s made, so scratch that on the size 9. So I'll just stick to the size 12 and 13 for today. So these tips are in no particular order. I love aluminum backings. So the first tip that I have for y'all is to plan stuff out. So get into a routine, and like get into a routine of how you do stuff like the right way. Like, I'm a pen to paper type of person, so I plan using paper, using planners, by using to-do lists, and just have a plan, like your opening, closing procedures. Even if you're just starting out, I'm just starting out, you're just starting out, like just plan all that stuff and constantly check stuff off. Like, I have to check stuff off to like, it helps me feel accomplished and it helps me clear my mind. So plan what your opening, closing procedures will be, what your weekly procedures are, what your monthly procedures are. Start doing that now. I know a big thing that people struggle with is marketing. If you haven't seen my vlog of when I planned out the whole month of October for marketing, go check that vlog out, and just take a day or a week, a couple of days to plan out your marketing, get your marketing all together, and it just makes your life easier when you know what you're supposed to be posting, you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you have a plan. The main tip that I stand by is to make sure that you are preparing yourself. So if you're in school right now, think about what you would like to do on the outside, because in our textbooks, a lot of the stuff is in there in your textbook. Even if they don't go over it in school, like just read the business section of the textbook, and it gives you a good amount of stuff to go by. And if it's not in your textbook, there's plenty of resources and stuff that you use in your everyday life that could be applied to your aesthetics business. So if you're still in school, just as long as you're grasping what they are teaching you in school, then start thinking about what you are going to be doing on the outside. So prepare yourself by making a budget And if you haven't seen my last video on how I pay myself as a solo esthetician, then make sure you go check that out. I'll link it up in the cards. Budget, plan how you plan out how you want to spend the money that you are making through your aesthetic or lash business. But in my last video, I'll talk about how I save for taxes, how I reinvest into my business, and how I pay myself. And I feel like you should plan all this stuff out now, because right now stuff isn't hectic. Policies, all of that, while you have the downtime and you're not overwhelmed with so many things that you have to do. So for consent forms, in your aesthetics textbook, there is sample consent forms in there. You can use that. Live Bay Lash, they have lash consent forms. Like in one of their videos, they left a link of their consent forms, and you can just copy what they use because they left it there for other lash artists to use. So go ahead and use the free resources that are out there. I highly recommend that y'all start thinking about like your policies. And my policies, I'm talking about your late policies, your no call, no show policies, if you allow extra people to come to appointments with your clients, all of that, and also payment policies. It saves you in the long run, and it's kind of the same thing with a consent form as well. Like a consent form is there to like save you if somebody tries it, basically say that they didn't know XYZ or whatever. So definitely have your policies. Like for my late policies, I give them like 15 minutes. I think it's probably like 10 to 15 minutes that they can be late, and then they end up having to pay a late fee. And if they're a no-show, the next time that they want to book, they're gonna have to pay a fee. And if they no-show 2 times, they're no longer my client, because at that point you're wasting my time. That could have been another person's spot, because I've had people no-show before, and this is when I wasn't taking deposits, I think, and I had people no-show me before. And it's like, I'm a very prepared person when it comes to my services, so I like to set up ahead of time and make sure I have everything ready. And if somebody no-shows, that's like a waste of my time. That's me setting up for somebody not to show up and not give a call or anything. You also want to have policies in place so you don't get scammed, because scammers scam. Like, scamming is real. I highly recommend, if they can't go into a store and pay via Cash App or Zelle or whatever, don't accept that payment. You should stick to cash, credit card, contactless payments, because I had somebody, she's not a client of mine anymore, and I had did her lashes, and she was like, oh, I'll have my husband send the money over. And I was like, okay. And I never got that money, and I was contacting her. I was like, hey, where is the money that you're supposed to send? And she's gonna go and say, well, I wasn't satisfied with my lashes, and that I had to pay this much for the lashes. And I'm like, well, you could have said something, because she acted like everything was great before she left. And yeah, she just didn't want to pay full price. Eventually she ended up getting her husband to send me the money or whatever. And yeah, after that happened, I do not accept Cash App. I don't allow people to leave without paying me, because it's either cash, card, or like the contactless thing where their phone can scan the device or whatever. So make sure that you are always covering yourself so that people can't scam and play you or try to play you. So another part of getting into a routine is like having a day that you charge everything. Like, yeah, you can charge your everything every day, but having like a set day to charge everything, I feel is great, because if you're a lash artist, then some of us use nano mister, some of us use fans, some of us use the glue shakers. There's different electronic stuff that we use for our lash business. And then when it comes to aesthetics, if you have like a point of sale type of deal, like I use Square, and I use my iPad to take the payments from clients. If that's not charged, then it's like I'm out back. So have a day so that your stuff is charging, like, you know, this day, oh, everything's on the charger, so that you're not looking crazy. Because one time my nano mister wasn't charged and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even nano mist these lashes. Oh, another way to make things easier as a solo esthetician is having a booking system. So I don't get why everybody just doesn't use a booking system, because it's not like you have to pay for the booking system if it's only you. So why, I don't get why people don't use a booking system. And I say this because I know with my booking system, they take a percentage of like a small percentage of the money that comes in before they have to deposit it into my bank. But just get a booking system, because you don't have to go back and forth with clients. Like, I know taking clients through Facebook and Instagram just by them messaging is annoying, because you have to wait for their response and you have to go back and forth on what times work for them. Whereas if you have a booking system, the times, like your availability is all on there. So it eliminates the back and forth. And also your prices are on there, so nobody's messaging you about prices. But actually, I still get people who inbox me about prices of services when I have a whole website. So just think about if you were working at a spa, like what their procedures would be, what you would be required to do. Do that as soon as you get your license. Start doing that while you're still small, on a small scale, because then it's like muscle memory as you continue to grow. Thank you so much for watching the first Lash and Talk. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below what you'd like to see from me in the future, and I'll see you in the next one.